everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Buccaneers going up against the Falcons. With that, let's send you to Atlanta now, where Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis are on the call.
Larry, we are just off of Centennial Olympic Park Drive at the home of the Falcons since 1992. It's the Georgia Dome here in downtown Atlanta. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. As they run the counter play. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Second down following the run. They're going to look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has a slide and find open space to throw.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down.
Let's go! Green!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Back-to-back runs that were stacked up. Offensively, now you've got to think to yourself, do we change blocking assignments? Do we change formations? Do we change looks in order to try and get the running game going?
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary. A nickel look. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They come out here in the eye. And they give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's in. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Come on, let's go!
And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
Quan Alexander's one of the exciting linebackers in the league. His forte, speed.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now Hundley. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. This will be from 49 yards out. And that is no good. No good. Wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And one advantage for this offensive unit is the big target, Mike Evans.
Play to his strength, his size and catch radius. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
They come up in an offset eye. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Desmond Trufant has made a great reputation in a short amount of time in the NFL. A lockdown corner that most teams don't attempt to try.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And they were in field goal range last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll come out in the pistol. Throwing, Hundley. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. We always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. touchdown of the season. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now, ready to take over here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Decent chunk of yardage still left here, 2nd and 7. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends, because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. And it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team can have any more confidence in handing him the football.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Now a handoff looking right. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain, and it's 2nd down. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play, because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled, except for the one the offense really wanted to run through. And that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
What a tremendous play by the defensive line. Instead of getting too far upfield against the draw, able to hold their spot and make a big play in the backfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. To throw. He's nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Taking it about the 36. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll try under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Vic Beasley coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
14 yards there on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Now Hundley. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Noah Spence in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
On third down, Devontae Freeman. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
But once again, a good example of situational football. That was third and very long, so you know they were guarding against the pass. And when they decided to run the ball, that was okay. Whatever yardage they picked up, as long as they didn't get to the first down marker, the defense was willing to concede, and they stopped them well short of a first down.
Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now they'll run it on the toss. 20. There he goes right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And his kick is good. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Uwani there to make the stop.
No gain on that run. And while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Now the pitch to Freeman. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They'll get 23 yards there, and it's good enough for a Tampa Bay first. And he'll give it here to his running back. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Now let's go.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Over the middle to Evans. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Cuts left. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go on the ground. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. He'll look to throw. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So a fumble on second down. They're able to maintain possession. Brings up third.
Hey, got 3. Now let's go. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. Now 4th down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You played through the receivers. Now, on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Let's go. Grand 38. Flex round. Lucky. Let's go. Grand 38.
Throwing, Hundley. It's caught by Clive Walford. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. 10 yards still left on second down. One receiver right, that's Jeffrey. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he's brought down after a good gain. They've really been able to contain Alshon Jeffrey. That catch a rare exception in this game.
And that's a feather in their cap because he's such a tone setter for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is often. And for them to limit him and him not catch a ball until the second half, it's a big reason why his team is behind on the scoreboard.
On second down, they'll try and run the counter. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Three yards left to grab here on 3rd down. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Here's Ryan Quigley now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut him down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going to throw right side here, complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. Play clock winding down. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Third down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
This is fielded at the 27. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Let's go. Red 38.
They're going to try and throw. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he'll give it here to his running back. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. One receiver to the left is Evans. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Come on, let's go.
Now Hundley. Looking sideline, incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target, and it's third down.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And it's fielded at the 34. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And on the ground they go with a running back. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Third down now following the run.
Here we go now.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game. Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Everyone's got 4. 4 down. Come on, let's go.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Throwing, Hundley. He's going to air one out. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taken in at the 22. Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the fourth. They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Going up top. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Let's go!
They'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And now they're in the hurry-up.
Come on, let's go!
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball, and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass.
Here we go.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Here we go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Going for the deep ball. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer. And it's 17-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's got some space here. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there. 104 yards. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. And he's got it up and through. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Here we go. Ohio. Check. Ohio. Here we go. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Now Hundley. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. And quickly, they get to the line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go.
Throwing, Hundley. And his throw is incomplete.
That's a really fine play there, because anytime you see a comeback route, that means you cannot just stay in one spot and make a play.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. They come out here in the eye. They run. Devontae Freeman. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll set up a throw. Jeffrey with a catch left side. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And on fourth and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here we go! Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round! Here we go!
Back to throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And in this situation with a lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a handoff here to his running back. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And ready for 3rd and 6.
Watch left. Stop right there. Hurry up, here we go.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
3-19.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today.
When you hear screen, screen, screen on defense, that's a little bit scary because you know a big play might result.
He was so ready to get to part 2 of the screen, he forgot part 1, couldn't get the ball. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. And a friendly bounce there. They will get excellent field position to start as this kicks out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. While we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Getting late in the 4th now, Charles. 2-minute warning just around the corner.
Yeah, some teams just want to get to that spot, take a breath, and then come out and attack for the rest of the game.
Now under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Surveying the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football. But today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Let's go. Ohio.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And to give this time to the tailback. They find some open field here. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
Here we go.
Then he'll give it here to his running back. Stays on his feet. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that, plus 3.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, given them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they've wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
And all right, they keep the positive momentum going now, wins in consecutive weeks.
They talked to us this week about having the mojo, continuing to win, putting wins together, stacking them. They were able to get that done today.
So for the Buccaneers, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.